Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak Easy, Daily Conversations. I'm Olivia, and today's episode is something that many of you will experience sooner or later, using English in the workplace.
And I'm Ethan. Yes, today we're going to talk about workplace communication and how to speak English naturally and effectively in an office environment.
I think this is very different from everyday conversation. In the workplace, communication needs to be clear, polite, and sometimes more structured.
Exactly. You're not just talking casually. You're sharing ideas, giving updates, asking for help, and sometimes solving problems.
And that can feel challenging, especially if you're not used to using English in a professional setting.
Yes, because now it's not just about speaking. It's about being understood clearly and professionally.
Let's start with a simple situation. You arrive at the office and meet your colleague. What kind of conversation usually happens?
Usually it starts with a simple greeting. Something like, "Good morning, how are you?" Or, "How's your day going so far?"
That sounds simple, but it's important.
Yes, because it builds connection. Even in a professional environment, small talk still matters.
Let's imagine the situation. Good morning, Ethan. How's your day going so far?
Good morning, Olivia. It's going well so far. I've been working on a few tasks and things are moving smoothly. How about you?
I'm doing well. Just trying to finish a report. It's taking a bit longer than I expected, but I'm making progress.
That sounds good. Reports can take time, but it's great that you're making progress.
That feels natural and professional at the same time.
Yes, it's simple, but it keeps the communication open.
Let's move to a more practical situation. You need help from a colleague. How do you ask politely?
In the workplace, tone is very important. Instead of saying, "Help me," you say something like, "Could you help me with this when you have time?"
Let's try it in a conversation. Hey, Ethan, could you help me with this report when you have a moment? I just want to make sure I'm on the right track.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let me just finish what I'm working on and I'll take a look.
That sounds very polite and natural. Let's talk about giving updates. This is very common in meetings or daily communication.
Yes, giving updates clearly is very important. You need to explain what you've done, what you're doing, and sometimes what challenges you're facing.
Let's try an example. Can you give us an update on your work?
Sure. So far, I've completed most of the main tasks, and I'm currently working on the final details. There are a few small challenges, but nothing major. I expect to finish everything by tomorrow.
That's clear and structured. Now, let's make it more real. What if there is a problem?
Then communication becomes even more important. You need to explain the issue clearly, without sounding negative or blaming others.
Let's try. Is everything going according to plan?
Overall, things are going well, but I've encountered a small issue with one part of the project. I'm currently working on finding a solution, and I'll update you as soon as I have more information.
That sounds professional and calm. Let's go deeper into meetings. Many people feel nervous speaking in meetings. Why is that?
Because meetings often involve multiple people, and there is pressure to speak clearly and confidently. People are afraid of saying something wrong or not sounding professional enough.
That's very true.
But in reality, meetings are about sharing ideas, not being perfect.
Let's imagine a meeting situation. You want to share your opinion. I think we should consider a different approach.
That's an interesting idea. Could you explain what you have in mind?
Yes, I was thinking that instead of focusing only on speed, we could also focus on quality so we can achieve better results in the long term.
That sounds natural and confident.
What if you disagree with someone in a meeting?
You should be polite and respectful. Instead of saying, "That's wrong," you can say, "I see your point, but I have a slightly different perspective."
Let's try. I see what you mean, but I think we might need to look at this from another angle.
That's a good point. Let's explore that idea further.
That keeps the conversation positive.
Exactly. Communication is not just about what you say, but how you say it.
Let's talk about email-style speaking. Sometimes workplace English sounds more formal. How do we balance natural and professional?
The key is clarity and politeness. You don't need very complex words. You just need to sound respectful and clear.
Let's imagine another situation. You made a mistake at work. How do you communicate that?
Honesty is important, but also responsibility. I'd like to inform you that I made a mistake in the report. I've already started correcting it, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
That sounds responsible. Let's go deeper into confidence. Why do people feel less confident speaking English at work?
Because the stakes feel higher. It's not just conversation. It's your job, your performance, your reputation.
That's true.
But the key is to remember that communication is a skill. It improves with practice.
Before we end, I want to ask one final question. If someone is starting their first job using English, what advice would you give?
I would say, don't be afraid to speak. You don't need perfect English. Focus on being clear, polite, and willing to learn. Every conversation is practice. Every mistake is progress. And over time, you will become more comfortable and more confident.
Let's reflect on today's conversation.
Yes.
Workplace English is about clarity.
And professionalism.
You don't need complicated language.
You need effective communication.
Confidence comes with practice.
And experience.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep growing in your communication skills.
And remember,
You don't need perfect English to succeed at work.
you just need to communicate clearly.
See you in the next episode of Speak Easy, Daily Conversations.
Take care.